You see, there's a noble self-interest. My greatest self-interest is unquestionably being devoted to God, the personification of what I truly value. I mean, you couldn't get more self-interested than that. I'm going to worship my values, objectified as, or projected onto my view of God, all powerful, all loving, who loves me and all, and actually equally. Well, that's just wonderful. And from this, what you might call the epitome of self-interest, well, it embraces all life, because in my heart I know that's what I want. I would like all life to prosper and be in health, all to have life abundant, all to find life eternal is theirs, always, eternally. So, yes, I'm dominated by self-interest. And with all my heart, I purpose to keep that on loving God with all my heart, soul, mind and strength. Because my view of God is the personification of what I truly find I value. And this does adjust by being in this world, both by what I think of, what I hear, what I see, what I experience. By the determination and the grace and the love of my all-powerful, all-loving God. And my values adjust according to this experience here. And my mistakes, thank God, are transitory. But the essence of who I am becoming is eternal. Because I've been given life, individuality, yes, self. How do I conceptualize this? That God didn't want loneliness any more than I do. That no life need be alone. All life can enter into fellowship, communion, love. Love never fails. Love. Thy loving kindness is sweeter than life to me. Thy loving kindness is sweeter than life. My lips shall praise thee. Thus will I bless thee. Why does it bless God, me praising him? Because it's appreciation. Life longs to be appreciated, because appreciation means support. If I appreciate you, I'm willing to put resources and help towards you, because you're of value to me. I appreciate you. My lips shall praise thee. Thus will I bless thee. Thy loving kindness is sweeter than life. It's 4:29 in the morning, and I've got a window open, of course, not wide open, but to give a good bit of circulation of air. And it's still dark. It's autumn here in Hamilton now. January, February, March, April we're in. And you can see by the date on this recording. And I can hear the geese on the lake. Not sure why they're on the lake. I think they're gathering because the shooting season starts here. That sounds awful, doesn't it? In autumn sometime. And they come in onto the lake because it being a public park, you can't shoot here. And the geese are not daft. They know this is a sanctuary. And the ducks, and I don't know what else makes it. Bless them. And there's hundreds of geese on this lake. I've forgotten how many acres the lake is. If I were guessing, I would say 50 acres. I must check that. Hang on. Well, it's something like 50 hectares. That's 100 acres. Oh, that's a bit out, wouldn't it? That's a big lake. Well, I mean, from my point of view, it's a tiny drop of water if you think of the Great Lakes in the world, North America and so on. Lake Baikal, is it, in Russia? Okay. Where was I? Let me have a look a minute. Hey, look, so you get some sense of full proportion and what this means. An earnest communist or an earnest fascist or an earnest anything. My dad, City of London businessman, he was earnestly the Englishman, whatever those values were in his city world. Earnesty means, in fact, doing it extremely narrowly, just as earnestly loving God means whole heart, soul, mind, and strength. I mean, in the extreme. Do you see? I don't mean this variety won't exist. And I'm saying if you don't find some harmonizing of such, well, it's hell. Heaven is harmony. It's not sameness. If heaven's going to be packed with clones of God, he's going to find that very boring. He's infinite, complete variety. That there may be infinite fellowship and harmony. But it needs a place like the physical world, the astral world, and the causal world, perhaps, in order to achieve this harmony. It's a school. Do you see? I think you probably do. Well, if you want to know how to achieve this, perhaps we ought to look at how children get on with each other. They play, and I see my daughter taking care of a friend who's just a year younger than her. And it's a boy, and he's scatty as anything. But she understands that because she's a child too. And sometimes they're horrible to each other. And I say, hey, stop that. You're being horrible to each other. I impose, you see. And she says, no, we're not. I'm treating him like a brother. Families like that. And of course, in a way, she's teaching me because I've not had family. I was an only child. And so Dad shuts up. Lets them get on with it. But I think I put the brakes on them a bit so that, yeah, okay. I mean, Dad cares and loves us, and he's upset that we're having a go at each other. Well, it could be right. But anyway, they're kids, you see. And in 10 minutes' time, they're all chatting away again. They're not being horrible to each other. And couples are like this. He might be, well, actually, my dad wasn't that stable. He was prone to anger. And Mum certainly wasn't that stable. God, dear. She could, So they would bawl at each other at the top of their voice. It's a good job we had an acre and a half of garden, and the neighbours also had that sort of size, because we'd have been awful neighbours otherwise, always rowing. Can you imagine if it had been a semi-detached house? Wow. They seemed like troubled times. But God has created this universe and is all powerful and all loving in my chosen belief. And the result is that somehow Marshall's come to love him. Wow, fancy that. I can tell you I did not see that coming in the first 24 years of my life. Well, let's say 23. Happened in my 24th year. No, I was 24, so it happened in my 25th year, didn't it? I was 24 years old, which means I'd been in the world 24 years. And it was springtime. So I was 24 and half, 24 and 3/4. In my 25th year. It's that problem with centuries, isn't it? The 1900s are in fact the 20th century. And the 2000s is the 21st century and so on. Very confusing for kids. Well, it confuses adults too. So don't condemn yourself for self-interest. The sin of self was not a valid concept. The only sin of self is that it's not big enough. Doesn't embrace all of life. And God's greater than that. He embraces all life to come. And that's infinite. Wow. Because he's an infinite God. All. Changed from glory into glory, you see. Yes, this is perfect. There'll be a greater perfection tomorrow. Bit like the concept of an ever-expanding universe, matter eternally coming into existence. No, I've no idea how. But then I've no idea how this universe is here at all. Not a clue. To say it all came from nothing isn't terribly persuasive either. We're children. And we have the understanding of a child. But we can have a heart of God. that wants to love and care for all, wants a harmony and wants a prosperity and life, fullness of life for all, always. This is how we know we're the children of God. For this is in our heart. Why should it be there? Because we're children of God. And that's how God is. We are, in spiritual terms, genetically, of our God. Love you, Heavenly Dad.